The CIS Community Defense Model does a fantastic job of prioritizing actions that deliver the highest return on security investment. So, what that means is if you're trying to figure out where do I start, what should I be focused on, what are the things that I really need to do a good job of in order to reduce the risk in my organization the most, is one thing, and it's called secure configuration management. So, in order to do secure configuration management, you need a few things. First, you need visibility. You need to be able to see your current settings on an ongoing basis, regularized, periodic. Is it weekly? Is it monthly? Optimize365 addresses is what are the settings that we have? What are the settings we should have? And then providing that clear, auditable, port producing gaps analysis. And you can also end up seeing a trend line over time. And that also produces in like an executive summary report. So this isn't just about making executive management teams understand that things are actually secure or staying secure or what the drift is, whether it be in a positive state or a negative state. But it's about actually producing the compliance attestation reports that one would need in order to produce to prove to a third party, whether it be in a breach incident or your insurance carrier or a third party information security risk assessment. The product is getting continuous improvements. I'm very pleased with the development team. I'm especially optimistic based upon the experience and background of the founders who continue to lead the development of the product, especially from the background of being very experienced in GRC, the actual real security workflows of understanding secure configuration management. Like a lot of the challenges that I've had with a lot of tools like this is that they either don't do the reporting well or they're not accurate or they're not informed by an actual real GRC. So I really loved the continual innovation. I think Optimize 365 is an essential tool for managed services providers, or if you are an IT department with probably 50 users or more. And I say 50 users because at that stage, you're going to have the necessity of really managing risk. Those 50 users are even for, an internal IT department. Those 50 users are really going to drive risk in the organization. Any managed services provider that is dealing with Microsoft 365 tenants for their customers should have a tool like Optimize, if not Optimize 365. And it's important to note that a tool like CyberDrain CIPP is really for administration. It's not for secure configuration management in the same way. And CIPP cannot produce the same sort of configuration attestation documentation, right? CIPP doesn't pretend to be a GRC. It doesn't intend to be a compliance tool, and yet it's necessary. And I think the other key differentiator is somebody could say, well, I could do all of this with Microsoft 365 DSC. And yeah, the problem with that approach is not only the economic overhead of doing that, but it's also the lack of reporting. DSC doesn't have any cross map to compliance frameworks versus Optimize 365 does have cross mapping to a variety of compliance frameworks. So it's one tool that an MSP could utilize across their entire customer base and to be successful with it. I really like the security segmentation aspects as well, where you can put it in read only mode or you can use it for full remediation or partial remediation. I really like the flexibility in the product to adapt to a wide variety of workflows. I think the tool is just it's intended to be accurate. And when I say intended to be accurate, I don't think there's any piece of software that's 100% accurate all the time. Every time I bring something up that it's like, I think this might be something that needs to be looked at and rectified. They're all over that, all over it fast. It gets fixed fast. And sometimes it's just an innovation, sometimes it's improvement, sometimes it's a correction. I think we cannot have an expectation that there's any technology system that's 100% accurate all the time. So the question comes down to how open is the development team to that feedback and what do they do with that feedback? That's the key differentiator. I'm very excited about the product roadmap and the vision for Optimize 365 because I think it's addressing some of the real serious challenges that exist in a lot of the other products in the market. And part of that's all about that workflow of how do you, as a small MSP, get that product into your small customers. We need those flexible consumption models and the flexible ability to do things on a small scale. I find nothing but happiness associated with that adoption model that Optimize 365 has listened to the feedback from MSPs like myself on and have been willing to be flexible with how the consumption model works on it.